Kia ora koutou, NZ teacher. So today we're gonna learn how to um, image trace a hand-drawn drawing that we've scanned from the photocopy machine using Illustrator. So there's two ways you can do it. My starting scanned images are this quarter pattern, which is a single line, and this one here, which has two lines. I scanned them on the graphics computer and I've emailed them to myself, and you can see they're just here on my screen. So to get started with Illustrator, if you open up Illustrator, create a new document, make the size of your document 800 by 600 millimeters, and then just create a new document. And then to bring those images in that you've saved, if you go down to File, Place, and select your images. So I'm going to start with that one and that one. Click your mouse button once, twice, and they're in. So I'm going to start with the double line one. That will seem to be the best option to use for laser cutting. So if I zoom in, under Object, I can go down to Image Trace and select Make, and it's going to trace the lines. Now that's the result of the tracing there, so it's traced over the pen drawn line. If you select the panel view from here, and we can go down to the advanced settings and just select the stroke, so it's only going to pick up the pen lines and nothing else. So unclick fill and click stroke, and you can see if I press the up arrow up to 14 points, it's going to pick up a little bit more detail. So 14 points is looking pretty good. The threshold, if I move that down, it picks up less detail. If I move that up, it picks up more detail. So if I move it down, you can see it's picking up a little bit less detail. So the sweet spot for that, if I use too much threshold, I lose a bit of quality. So the sweet spot's probably around 150, maybe 144. So when I'm happy with my result, I press expand, close that window down, and if I right click on the image and just select ungroup, now I'm left with the individual lines from my pen drawing. So if I zoom out, I've got this now. So now I want to, so you can see what I'm doing. If I select all lines, double click on the stroke down the bottom and just change the color to green so you can see what I'm doing. Try that again. Green. And now you can see if I press Control Y, you can see all of the hidden lines. Control Y makes it quite easy to see if you've got any random points that the scan picked up. On your tool panel over here, if you select the white arrow tool, then you can select and delete any random points that you may have that you can't see. So you can see I've got a few there. And my last step is just to connect the lines together so I have a closed shape. So if I press Control Y again, you'll see I go back to the print view, and if I use my pen tool, so if you hold your mouse button down on the pen tool, it brings up the pen tool panel. That's my pen tool there. If I just hover my mouse button over the end of the point, you'll see a little dash to start to draw a pen on that point. But as I said, it works a lot easier if you press Control Y, so you can see the end of the line more clearly. So I'm going to start there, and to join that to that line there, I'm going to hover over the end of that line, and I'll see a little box symbol, and that joins the two lines together. And I can do the same thing here and here, and wherever else I have some gaps, so here and here. And if I go back to my black arrow, press Control Y, you can see I've still got one more gap just there. So use my pen tool. So connect from there to there. And then that's my finished result. To make it ready for laser engraving, I need to give it a black fill with no stroke. So I'm going to bring the stroke in the front, so you can bring them back and forward like that. So I bring the stroke to the front, select none, and then with the fill in the front I select black. And now all I got to do now is save that as an Illustrator file, and then I can open it up in Lightroom.